Welcome to our daily reading for Thursday, February 9th, 2017. Remember, it's a general reading. See what feels right for you. See which sign symbols, bells, whistles, messages, energies resonate for you and bring you clarity to what you're wondering, concerned, confused, inquiring, dreaming, praying about. We're all children of God. We're all psychic. We're not all going through the same thing at the same time, at the same pace. So see what feels right for you. It could be one sign, and that brings you clarity. It could be the whole reading. It could make sense later. In the end, always use your logic and intuition together to make sound decisions based in love for the highest, greatest good of everybody. So we're all uplifted in love. See how it feels for you. How you ride these energetic waves that come through here is always up to you. Is it your wave? Is it not your wave? Are you waiting for another wave? Preparing for that wave? Crashing into the wave? Riding the wave? Or ignoring the wave? Also, feel free to make this an interactive video if you want to pull some cards for yourself. And if you have some time, try to check out the musical playlist below. See if there's more depth to this reading for you in any of those songs, or just enjoy the music. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you enjoy the reading. I love you, and I'll see you in a moment. Welcome to our daily reading for Thursday, February 9th, 2017. Let's begin and see what kind of energy is coming through for our day. We're going to start with the numerology guidance cards. Let's get clarity for Thursday. Let's see what God, Source, Holy Spirit, our higher self, angels, and energies of love have for the highest and greatest good of all. Let's get clarity and focus on the energies coming through and wisdom to ride these energies best. Let's begin with one card and get a nice foundation for our day. The foundation for the day is love. So I actually just thought of Natalie Cole, Love, that song. I'll put that below, like that particular version. So now I just heard Straighten Up and Fly Right. So maybe I can find that by somebody else and put that below. So I don't make it such a repeat playlist. I like to switch it up. Love is coming through. 6, it's sort of like yesterday with the lovers. It's healthy choices and good decisions that you love. Doing something you love to do today. Connecting to somebody that you love. Saying, I love you. Doing something for yourself today. I see I don't know, I see a bubble bath. So that's sort of my little sign for like self-care, like doing something that you love, that is like a sacred space, you know, where you can just take care of yourself and not so worry so much about the schedule. Just let, you know, drama fall away out there and go to something peaceful for you, like your little oasis. But it could be that you have to be in the chaos, or there's a lot of drama here, and it's finding your peaceful oasis inside of you, no matter where you are. So sometimes it's just leaving the room, going on a walk, or changing your perspective. Seeing that situation in the other person's shoes, where they're coming from. Sometimes we don't see that. We don't understand where somebody is coming from, you know, what their intentions are. So you can only bring it back to home, you know, back to your own center, and trust your own intentions, you know, trust your own actions, and trust that you can act out of love, even when sometimes it's hard. Sometimes you just have to change the channel. Sometimes it's tough love. You know, I'm seeing like the news, you know, sometimes you just have to shut it off or not have a TV altogether. And that weird energy is not programmed into your world unless you choose to go looking for it, you know. And sometimes we have to look for something and face it so we can change it. But sometimes we've seen it long ago and it needs to change a different way. So I feel like this is an interchange whatever you need to do, whatever you need to focus on that makes more love radiate in your world rather than deplete you of it. There's so many more miracles that I feel happen on this world than the weird few things that are put on the news, you know? That was weird. I sort of stuttered with that. So maybe there's something with speaking up, speaking clearly, speaking about something you really love. Sometimes when we get upset about something, it's because it triggers something in us that we can actually make a change there, but it's also a mirror in us that we need to make a change there, or we can make a change there. So you always have to turn that mirror back around and see where the change needs to come from first in you before you see it reflected out there. And eventually you'll see it reflected out there. Slowly, it doesn't happen all at once. You know, sometimes dreams and things need time to, they need a pace, you know, their own pace to happen. And space, I'm getting space. Sometimes we need space, or others just need some space. I'm getting somebody like sitting on the fence. That was weird. So maybe there's somebody sitting on the fence, or that's you sitting on the fence on a decision, maybe procrastination, maybe you just need a moment. Take a moment. Don't beat yourself up over that moment. Allow yourself to see outside the box. I'm getting unique energy. You know, to see something in a unique perspective. See a weird storm as a blessing. Now you know what to ignore. Now you know how to prepare. Now you know what to do later. All right, let's get another. This is 6. So I also think of balance. You know, scales coming back into balance. So when I see the scales, I think of what is imbalance, what is weighing you down, what doesn't feel good, what is just stagnant on the scales and not moving. What feels like it's not moving energy on there. Even with scales, there should always be adjustment going on. You know, when a moving energy, it shouldn't just be like sitting there, like I'm getting like, I know there's a phrase for it and I can't think of it, like a lump on a hard stone or something like that is what I'm getting. Like I'm getting stone and lump. That makes me think of Like a Stone by Audio Slave. I'll put that below. I like that song. I'll put it with the lyrics if I can find it. So maybe there was waiting, energy, maybe allow time, you know, allowance here. Maybe just let go, let something be, bring the harmony back to you first. And I feel like it's, that was cool. I feel like it's like an orchestra that starts with one instrument. You know, like one person starts almost like a round, you know, but then another joins in and somebody else joins in. And eventually it's a beautiful song. It's beautiful harmony. The more that come through, the more powerful it is. But it starts with finding that harmony and that song, that space in you where it feels good to, I'm getting just like that open hall where you can sing and hear the echo. You know, I'm getting like that, like almost like an empty bathroom. It's sort of what I'm hearing, like that really awesome weird space where there's not so much furniture and it just echoes and you just like, hello, 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 like something like that is coming through. So maybe say hello to something new coming through. I'm also getting that you have to clear that space, clear that scale, a little bit of something weighing you down so that something good can come through that feels replenishing to you. It feels lovely to you. I just heard wonderful, so wonderful, that old like jazz song. I'll put it below. Wow, that was weird. All right, let's get another card for the day. We're gonna use the Thelema Tarot. Let's get clarity on love. Number 6 for the day. Power of love, the healing power of love. I just heard Sarah Bareilles' version of In Your Eyes. I'll put that below. Sometimes when I watch all of the playlists, it's a surprise to me how it relates to the reading, because I'm not sure about all the lyrics and everything that comes through, but I love the connections that I find. So I hope you guys enjoy the playlists and that connection to music. I feel like it just is an extra addition. Sometimes there's more words there or something personal there that I don't say and I don't have time to get to, and I feel like it's there, you know, or it's something in you that comes later, even another song that you happen to hear that has a connection to you. It doesn't have to be my playlist. And it could be just that one song you click on, you know, or something that comes through later you don't even notice right away. I find a lot of it makes sense later. So let's get another card for 6, love. Clarity on love. And we have the Tower coming through. Right in line with Hamlet's barking. So the Tower coming through is Major Arcana 16. This is a major change coming through. I like the Tower. I actually really love the Tower. The Tower just sweeps. That's when you've had that stuff just clinging on your scale and gunking things up for way too long there. And this comes through and just takes it away. It's like ripping off the Band-Aid. Sometimes it's something fast, so it's hard to take. It takes a quick change in something. Your perception, your surroundings. It could be a change in your surroundings, in your situation. This Tower can go either way, right? It can be a really weird, a really shitty, a really strange, a really exciting, a really passionate, a really whatever experience that comes through. Whatever it is, it always creates better changes later, better things that come on your scale and into your world later, because there was things that you were clinging on to. It just wasn't good in your world. This is also a really good energy to come through for the eclipse. There's an eclipse coming through. I always feel, I have a Pisces rising, by the way, and I'm a Virgo sun. I got that Leo moon. I'm a conundrum of signs. I also have Libra in Venus in my 7th house, and I don't know why that came through now. Maybe you have something similar and you were wondering. I also have my Mars in Cancer. So, exactly. So, all right, the Tower coming through is clearing the space, having a brand new foundation, you know, where there was overgrowth and everything getting in the way. This is just clearing that space to do it the right way, to have the right things coming through that do regenerate you. So this could be a regeneration energy. It might feel like there's just everything gone at once and you don't know what to do, but it will regenerate. It will come through. It will spark that something, that seedling underneath the ground, that once it gets that energy, that idea, that thing that you need to do now because of whatever this is that happened, that's the way you have to go. That's the right path. So the Tower coming through could be you just not having a date for a long time and suddenly someone comes in your world. All of a sudden, you got to change your schedule. You got to think about, you know, all those times that you're just doing stuff by yourself, and how are you going to work someone else into the world? You want to try, you have to change everything you were doing. This could be you in the relationship for a long time, or thinking a relationship is going somewhere and it just changes. It goes a different direction all of a sudden, but it's always a better direction for you in the end. You know, if this is you finding out something weird about someone that you just started dating, it's better to know that shit now than 5 years down the line. Sometimes it happens 5 years down the line, 10 years down the line, and it was brewing under the surface, or it was just an energy that came through by whatever happened in the universe divinely or not, right? But it's something that's there for you to deal with. So it's how you take that fall. And when you get up, you have more strength because of this. When you go with this clearing of space and this new growth that comes through, it could be like I just heard like Writer's Block by Just Jack. It could be like, that's a weird song that came through recently too. Not having a good idea about what to write about if you're a writer, or you know, a song, something like that, and then you get that inspiration, and then all of a sudden you have 10 songs or 10 novels all of a sudden out of nowhere, when years you like didn't, you know, have anything good come through. Or you never tried to write ever, and you try to write something and it's a smash hit, you know, it's a #1 bestseller, something like that. It's you going into that first audition you ever tried and getting the role, and you have no history on your resume. You know, the Tower can be that. It can also be being, you know, in a position for a really long time and that position going away. But that usually happens when there's something under the surface that I would say is pretty divine. It's divine with the 16. It's circumstances that aren't always in our control, but it is in our control how we deal with them, how we react to them. But in the end, it's bringing something bigger into our world because we can handle something better than before. Whatever tower you were in before was built. It was over, its cap was put on, and it's meant to just, I see somebody like putting it on the shelf. And the next tower is not going to have that cap on it. It's not going to have, I'm getting so many rules. It's more about a learning process the whole time, so that I'm getting so that something doesn't like feel like it's falling on top of you here. The new tower coming through is going to be solid and stable and free. So if you don't feel right building a tower so high up, you know, if you are like scared of heights, you are free to clear this space and make it, I'm getting like that, like, what do they call, whoa, what do they call it? They call it like the, yeah, I can't think of the name of it, like the ranch style, you know, here, where everything is on one level, so you don't have to go up any stairs next time. You do it better because it works, because you figured out what totally didn't work the last time. You know, this is sometimes like, I'm getting like city country too. This could be like thinking you're going to do the city life and then figuring out you need a little country in you. You know, I just heard Alan Jackson, Gone Country. I think it's Alan Jackson. I'll put it below. You know, if something comes into your world to make everything a little different, it's somebody that comes into your world that has the opposite opinion all of the time that makes you think totally different, keeps you on your feet. And I'm getting friction and creation. So sometimes friction, you know, a little friction in that fire, you know, rubbing the wood together, rubbing something together. I love that sound. That's my favorite sound he makes. It's like a squeaky toy. It makes me think of a rubber ducky. So, that made me think of Kermit. Does Kermit have a rubber ducky song? If he does, I'll put that below. That was sort of out of nowhere. So, what was I saying? The tower just comes through to spark a little bit of something. So if there was a little friction, a little opposing energy that came through, it's okay to have a little friction. It makes a bigger creation afterwards. Opposite energies sometimes need a little friction to create something different, to blend together and become something brand new that it could never be without a little friction. Sometimes that's friction inside of you, and then that's just becoming clear, and that's your tower. It's like you know what to do. You know, you're off the fence. I just saw something weird. I saw like a wooded area or like a canopy, like a jungle. I love that sound. And like there's a path underneath that was there the whole time, and perhaps you didn't see it. I even see like those solar like pathway lights for the garden. And it's like something comes through like lightning and just clears that path. You know, it's okay to have, I'm feeling like it's fine to have the forest. It's your way through. It's like a personal path. But you needed that clearing, that space to get through. And it needed a little energy or something for you to notice it, to notice that there was a path there all along. I think of ley lines when I think of that, and like animal trails, like natural energetic pathways of the earth, which makes me think of acupuncture, by the way. So maybe there's acupuncture or body energy, Reiki healing, something like that, that could be helpful now, or paying attention to your body, grounding yourself, protecting yourself, protecting your energy, not letting, you know, energy that sucks you dry come in. Just standing firm. Because I think of the ley lines and I think of animal trails and I think of how if you walk the natural trails that are in the forest that the animals naturally have gone through so much, you know, thousands or whatever of years, that when you walk on those lines and with that natural flow, you actually gain energy as you walk rather than being depleted. You actually can eat less and get more out of it. You need less sleep and get more out of it. You go farther. You're like moving along with the natural energy of the earth. So I feel like this is moving you to that path. So you're not always being depleted along the way. So you feel like it's energizing you. It's giving you something back and you're giving it more as you go. You want to give it more, and the more you, I just heard, you get what you give. I put that in a playlist recently. I try not to repeat my songs, but if it comes through, I'm going to trust that there's something in there. I'll put that below. That's the New Radicals. So now I just saw, like, okay, I'm going to go back to my little thing I saw. Like, I see this lightning or something coming through, and you seeing that clearing your personal path you have to take. And it's almost like there was enough clearing, you know, above to give just enough solar energy, living force, life, loving light, right, to something to light that way for you. And as you walk that path, your way is lit more and more. And I feel like the more you walk that path, the more you don't need the light so much even. Even if it goes dark, you're good. You can just sort of make your way in the dark. Like it's a natural path for you. That was a lot of weird things that came through with the Tower. So, you know, whether that path is like a new job, a new relationship, or starting something else, getting out of something, and that is new, to not have something, to not have whatever it was. Once you start down the path, it just takes you to a new road, a new path that feels comfortable. You get used to it. Now, there might be somebody that jumps along that path at any point, and then you have to show them the way, you know, and teach them to not get lost, you know, or perhaps you're staying on the path alone. I'm getting somebody else coming on the path, though. So let's continue. Let's get another card. Let's go to the Guardian Angel Tarot. Clarity on 16, the Tower, and 6, love. I see those lights like coming on bright, the path lights, like the solar lights, just lighting the way. Like as you step along, they just light up. And once you know your way, you're good. You're good. You don't even really need them the next time. It's like once you see it, you know where it is. It's there, but I feel like you're losing your training wheels somewhere. So it could be that you need the training wheels at first. So, you know, if you need those wheels, a little extra something to hold on to until you're good, use it. And then eventually you'll be good. So you'll feel like it's a natural release rather than, this is the training wheels usually getting like ripped away though. So if somebody comes by or something comes by and something happens and you feel like something just falls away, just try. I'm getting just try, just go for it. Go for it. And I feel like once you gain your own momentum, you'll gain your own confidence and you'll feel good about where you're going. All right, let's get another card. Clarity on the Tower and 6. He's also humping a hat, by the way. Vincenzo's going through a phase right now, and he seems to be satisfied if I just throw his hat that he has a little crush on in there. So all right, let's continue before this reading goes weird with what I'm looking at on my side here. Oh my. I don't have to picture an audience naked when I have a humping parrot next to me. Oh my, did that just come out of my mouth? All right, let's get another. That's also why he hasn't been on my shoulder lately, by the way, because he's been a little frisky lately. So, you know, I just let him be frisky and then he's good. All right, let's get a card for love and the Tower. Ah, yeah. Ah, that's the Magician. So this is when you can manifest anything you want with that new beginning, with that clearing, with that path that you discovered. But you have to pay attention to how you feel along the way. You know, this is learning to face fear so you're not fearful of something. So it's now a strength and not a worry. It's paying attention to loving energy, energy that does heal and make something grow. The magician has all of the tools in his or her bag that you need. Sometimes you come across a new situation and you have to use a new tool. You have to pull something out of the bag you never tried. But you can do it here. You have to try. You have to learn. Sometimes you have to mess up and learn what works. Sometimes with the magician this way, it's feeling like you're, I just heard swept from under your feet, which makes me think of love, but maybe a fool in love, you know, taking a fool. Sometimes when our heart is concerned, we can do things we don't understand. But this is gaining clarity back, gaining understanding back, gaining your own center back, being the calm in your own tornado here. I feel like it's a creation. You're creating something with this, but it's a yang energy with the one. It's a masculine energy. It's telling you to turn something on, make something move, make it happen, and press go, you know? This is starting that walk, starting that process, seeing where it brings you. Sometimes in the beginning, something is rough because we don't know where we're going. We don't know everything yet. We still have to discover. We have to be open to what comes through, you know, to something new coming through. I see somebody juggling, you know, and getting used to the same kind of balls that you're juggling, and then something new comes in, and all of a sudden there's a change and you have to adapt. So trust that you can adapt. Trust that the things that you've already gone through have already brought you the strength you need to handle what comes through next. But this is also a time when you can manifest what you want, but you have to release what didn't work, what you know you don't want, and just focus on what you want. You know, you have to be the reverse Eeyore here and not be crying over spilled milk. This is cleaning that shit up and knowing there's something better in the next room. There's something better that you can do after you get done with the mess. So clean up the mess and move along. This is that new start. It's that new beginning. Yesterday you had that new beginning that was coming through, and here it is. You know, something is coming through to offer you a new start. It's up to you on what you do with it. How you allow it to grow, how you nurture this new start. I also feel like when the magician comes through, it's talents, it's natural abilities, it's natural things that you're just gifted with. You're just good at. It's easy for you, or it becomes easy really fast. It becomes second nature. Sometimes we have to practice at something, so it becomes second nature, but there's a natural of something there. Ham, come over here. Come over here. Come on. Hamlet's getting interested in Vincenzo's humping. Come here. Come, come. Thank you. Thank you. Leave him alone. He humps the hat, and you hump the cat. So you should understand one another here. Okay, let's continue. So manifest your dreams. It's up to you to take a step. It doesn't happen all at once. It's step by step. It's idea by idea. It's interaction by interaction. It's dance by dance that it comes through as a production, as a whole. So you have to be a part of it. It doesn't just fall around you and happen all around you. You have to make the call. You have to make the connection. You have to practice something. You have to do something about this here. I just hear go for it. Go for it. Go for it is what I hear. You're ready to go. There is no need for additional preparation. You have everything in your bag, in your purse, in your man purse that you need. So trust you'll figure it out when you get there. You know, you'll figure out what you need to do with the situation that you're in when you're in it. So don't worry so much about what might happen until you're actually there. But do use what has happened to you to be quick about how you interact with that interaction when you're there. Whether that's in yourself, you know, like practicing something on your own, like you should do that different next time. Like, I don't know, I'm getting somebody doing lines, maybe like an actor or something like that, doing it different ways. But I feel like it's maybe none of that. And when you walk in, you do something totally different and you nail it by going a different way. You know, all of a sudden you just went with instinct and like intuition maybe. Maybe you sense something different than the way you thought about it before when you walked in, and now you do it different and you hit it on the nail or on the head. Hit the nail on the head, like hit the target. So that could be an interview too. That could be like a first date. You know, you're nervous. You don't know what to say. You have all these things planned about conversations you're going to have, what you're going to talk about, the movies you like. And then none of that comes through on that date or that interview, you know? It's not about any of that. It's what's instinctual comes through. It's the conversation that happens. And that's going to be what's right. It's going to be through love. It's going to feel right. I'm getting new, something new. Take the first steps towards the changes you desire, even if they're small steps. Notice the signs that guide you in the right direction, as well as resources and support that miraculously appear. I'm getting like surprise, like perhaps be expecting the unexpected. I'm getting like the back door, the side door, a door to appear out of nowhere for you, like that sort of thing. Like, you never even saw it there. It looked like a bookshelf before. You know, you found a secret passage through. So it's that sort of magic. It's, wow, you never thought it could be like that. It's so, have that sort of sense of magic in what you're doing. Don't put a box on how it has to be here. Open up that box and allow anything that needs to come through to help you out to come through. You know? And you might discover it along the way. It might be clue by clue by clue. Like a scavenger hunt that takes you somewhere amazing. Perhaps you can go to that same destination, totally different routes, but totally different stories and experiences. But each one's going to be beautiful. So be in the now of the experience on the route and the turning point you're on. And I feel like you just need to trust yourself and go. Don't get stuck at the crossroads here. Don't get stuck on the fence. If you have to turn on your own light somewhere and look at a map, I'm even getting sit on the fence to read the map for a minute. But once you go, I feel like you're writing the map more than studying some map that was there. So maybe just look for the clue in the map and ignore the map and just go for it. You know, see where you end up and don't have a destination in mind. It perhaps will bring you somewhere even more exciting. All right, so let's get one more card. One more card from the Oracle of Visions by Sierra Machete. Clarity for Thursday on the Magician, number 1. Manifest Your Dreams. And Love, number 6. And the Tower, number 16. I'm going to shuffle one more time. I just heard Your Kiss Is On My List from Hall & Oates. Like out of nowhere, like something hit play out of nowhere. Oh, and we just had 2. We had 2 jump. All right, so we're ending with 2 today. I didn't expect that. Oh, there are 3. Should we do all 3? Let me show you what they are. 41, 28, and 34. This is sort of like putting down the mask. You can put on the fancy mask, the plain mask, or just have see the truth in a situation. I feel like that's that mirror thing. And this is something reaching through. Taking a moment to connect. You know, to find your own connection in something. Open your heart to something. Take a pause. And this card is breaking through. Reaching through, breaking through, busting out of that bubble. You know? It's like almost like merging what is this wild stallion and this carousel horse together. Something is becoming real instead of a toy. 34. So that's a 7. 28 is a 10. It's a tweener. And 41 is a 5. That's change. All right, let's just read. I didn't expect 3, but let's go for it. 41. Identity, self-analysis, and knowing oneself. Oneself is well hidden from one's own self. Of all mines of treasure, one's own is the last to be dug up. Friedrich Nietzsche. This card presents us an image of self-examination. The answer to who we are can have multiple answers, and those answers may change in time and circumstances. We wear our various masks to falsely reflect or truthfully portray the mitred versions of what we are or can be. In the scene, we see a reflection of our many selves. Like the Russian dolls below, we are personas within personas, any of which can be the prominent or visible facsimile we choose to outwardly project at any given moment. By deliberate choice or emotional reaction, we reach out and choose from one of many masks. In the scene, a plain and flamboyant choice is available, but in truth, there are so many others. The danger is that on some occasions, we are not in control. That would definitely be with the Tower. But you definitely gain back control by having the energy of love and the Magician. The danger is that on some occasions we are not in control. Outside influences can provoke emotional states. It is then at our vulnerable moments that our mask chooses us. All right, so 28 is the next card, and this is contact, reaching out, and spiritual bonds and connections. Each contact with a human being is so rare, so precious. One should preserve it. ANAIS. And in this life, we are spirit and we are flesh. When we forget that we are both, we can suffer unnecessarily. This card can indicate a need to take time for meditation and to connect with one's higher self. This will in turn allow us to see the spiritual aspects of others more clearly and be able to reach out to them more easily. A young man stands in a contemplative mode. The mask before him indicates that he has stepped away from his usual role in life. A flame beside the mask signifies the eternity of our nature and reminds us all that we see in this earthly realm, all we see in this earthly realm is no more than a mask. In his right hand, he holds a bell jar that contains the face of a woman. Maybe she is his spirit guide or a love from a past life. She is reaching out to him with much love and tenderness. In his left hand, he holds 2 batons, indicating the duality of human nature. They might also indicate that he has more than enough will to move forward with his life. That friction that I was seeing before with the fire could be that dual part of you, the masculine, the feminine, you know, the logical part and the intuitive part working together and creating a little friction to make it real, and manifest in reality here. All right, now the last one is 34. And 34 is breaking free and tracing a dream. A horse is the projection of people's dreams about themselves. Strong, powerful, beautiful. It has the capability of giving us an escape from our mundane existence. Pam Brown. Finally breaking free. A real horse embodies a true inner spirit, escapes from the carnival shell, which represented his existence up to this point. The constant repetition finally ends as he soars through his glass confinement. His escape and transformation is witnessed with awe and incredulity, but also with envy by those he leaves behind. This card represents the numbing routine of daily life, for example, the mindless repetition of the morning commute. What might be comforting familiarity to some can be claustrophobic choking of our inner spirit. We occasionally escape through dreams of what might be, but at some point we may act upon them to the amazement of others. So there is a very big chance that you are actually making this tower fall today. You know, That is a possibility. You need to push that tower over so you can start something new. You know, I'm just getting like, get out of my way. I got something to start here. So this was a pretty powerful reading. I hope it was helpful. I love you guys so much. I'll see you soon.